If you're a bivocational pastor, then this special flash episode is just for you. I'm Pete Mitchell, and in between our regular Church Planter podcast episodes, I'll be bringing you insight and ideas to help our Bivo pastors have an easier and more profitable go at it. If you'd like more info on the training program specifically for bivocational pastors, you can check it out at missionbybusiness.com. I just set up a private Facebook group for Bivo pastors. In fact, if you'd like to get access to the group, all you got to do, literally go to missionbybusiness.com. When you log in to watch training I got there, I'm going to send you an email with the link so we can get you joined into the group. Whether or not you go through the training or attend the training or anything like that, excuse me, that's just the easiest way for me to get that link to you. And by the way, if you've already gone through that training, I'm going to have my assistant send out a link to you pretty shortly here. But I decided to start this group for a couple of reasons. One, I've been talking a lot with Caesar Kalinowski, and Caesar does he does 1-2-3 Life School. He's got a podcast. He's a well-known author, especially in the missional movement. And he was just saying how he was able to create a great community for the missional community and what he focuses on by having a private Facebook group. And he was like, you need to do that for Bivo. So I was like, all right, all you got to do is tell this guy to go do something. I'll go do it. So that's what caused me to start that group. There's no purchase or anything to get in the group. Literally go to missionbybusiness.com, sign up to watch my training there. I'll send you an email, get you joined over to that. So I got to share this though with you. So why Bivo? In fact, my assistant was like, man, some of your videos, you're kind of going off kind of tough about guys who are in full-time ministry. And it's not that I have a problem with people who are in full-time ministry. I mean, my father was in full-time ministry most of my life. What it is I believe that in our society, bivocational pastors are seen as less than, both by themselves, by their churches, and by our Christian community at large. And I am totally against that belief. I believe that being Bivo, you have a much bigger, deeper, and significant impact on the lost than someone who's in full-time ministry. And that's not to say that people in full-time ministry don't have that. Okay, that's not to say that at all. I don't have a problem with people in full-time ministry. But what I do have a significant problem with, because, I do all these Facebook Lives and the podcast, and we joke on the podcast how I'm the one that gets all the hate mail. Because I do. I truly, that's not a joke. I get a lot of hate mail from pastors primarily, which is definitely no wonder why the church is in such a state that it's in. When you see the absolute visceral hatred and anger in their emails to me. Not all of them, but definitely 90+% of the ones I get. And I've shared this before. It's kind of ironic, right? Only in this niche do I get that kind of hate mail. Like the auto detailers I work with are literally the coolest group of people I work with. The real estate agents are kind of they're just in their own little world pretty much. They don't do a lot of communication back and forth unless they need help on something. But then pastors, you're not doing it right. I got to tell you how you're not doing it right. Really, really kind of funny. So I've just kind of gotten used to it. So now, especially on my videos, I just delete their comments. I used to write back, and I'm like, and I try to remind myself of this. Why am I getting into it? This guy clearly has got an issue all of his own, has nothing to do with me. Just delete the comment. Just delete the comment and go on with your life. So I'm trying to get better at that. That's my goal. So anyway, in the Bivo pastor group, I put one of the videos, and Paul Percy, who is a great guy out of Stanton, or at least his church is out of Stanton. It's a church plant. He's bivocational. And I've talked about him before because I believe he works at Smart and Final. He used to be Produce Paul. Now he's not in Produce anymore, but pretty much everyone knows that he's a pastor. So he wrote this comment on one of the videos, and I want to share it with you guys. Great stuff. Yesterday, I had lunch with a coworker. Several months ago, he found out I was a pastor, and he would laugh at me and make fun of me. Yesterday, he shared his life story with me. Former gang member, involved in several drive-bys as the shooter and as the receiver. Watched several of his homies drop dead while standing next to him from a bullet hitting them in the head. He hates God and would call me a Jesus lover. Now we talk about God. He listens to the gospel, asks me to pray for him, and thanks me for being a good friend. He's having a party at his house to celebrate surviving a complete home remodel. My wife and I are the only people invited outside of his family. He wants me there to bless his home. This kind of stuff never happened when I was full-time staff member. Man, that's the reason right there. That's the whole reason that I think Bivo is the way to go. You have a bigger influence on your community for Christ. So again, the purpose of this video is I just really wanted to emphasize to you guys that if you're Bivo, you're not less than at all. In fact, you truly are the one who is on the front lines. And Peyton with the podcast and everything that he does, me with the podcast and everything that I do, we're here to support you in any way we can. So I'm going to encourage you right now, head on over to missionbybusiness.com. Go through the training I got there. If you're bivocational or you're thinking you might want to go bivocational, you want to check out that training. I put a brand new one up, 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time last Friday. If you saw it any time before that, I just encourage you to go back through it. Check it out. I'm also going to send you a link once you go through there. I'll probably text it to you as well so you can join our Facebook group. And whether or not you decide to come through my training or anything like that, this is a great community for you to be a part of as a Bivo pastor. So go ahead and do that right now. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.